In this live stream, I will be talking about all the stuff that currently is going down in the market, because right now we are seeing that USD Tether is once again depegging. The last time this happened was on a big collapse once Luna and Celsius collapsed in the market. Right now it's happening all over again. I will be discussing this, but more importantly today as well, we've got the CPI reports coming out. What kind of effect will this have on the market? I will talk about Tron. I will be talking about UOB coin that are absolutely exploding. I will basically discuss all the important stuff that currently is going on in the market. So don't forget to watch this stream till the end. In exactly 45 minutes from now on, we will be having the CPI reports. So I will also quickly talk about what kind of effect it will be having on the general market. So without any further ado, let's straight away look in towards the market. First of all, in the top left of the screen, you can see the countdown. And once it basically hits 0, it means that the CPI reports are going to come out. And once the CPI reports come out, we don't know, volatility is most likely going to be hitting on the markets. So let me quickly place this all right, because I don't really like how it's standing right now. Let me place it like this, my microphone. So once looking at this chart, this is the chart of USD Tether. USD Tether is falling towards the downside. It came down on approximately 2% from its back price, even more, 2.4%. What basically means that too many people are selling their USD Tether. Last time that this happened was May 2022. And what happened in May 2022? We, of course, had Luna collapsing. We had Celsius collapsing. And what is happening right now? We have got FTX collapsing. So the question that we need to answering for is that, is USD Tether exposed to FTX? So we'll be talking about this more later in the stream. First of all, let me start off this stream by talking about UOB token absolutely exploding 800% towards the upside. And Tron also exploding 3,500% towards the upside. This is not happening on any other exchange, only on the FTX exchange, what is making it very interesting. Why? Is because FTX allows you to withdraw Tron and UOB token. Very weird. Also, there are currently some rumors that that UOB and Tron are trying to work out an agreement on saving FTX. We do know that Binance stepped out of the FTX deal, and currently looks to be that potentially Tron or UOB is going to step in to still save FTX. What we know is that currently Sam is looking for investors. I just also saw an article. Let me check real quickly where it is here. This article right here. Crypto wizard Justin Sun says he's working with FTX to find a solution after Binance dumped its rescue deal. So potentially Justin Sun is going to be the savior of FTX. Let's see if it's going to be working out. Will be amazing. Of course, we do know that currently Tron is sitting somewhere around P15 with a market capitalization of 5 billion. He could be potentially leveraged at 5 billion. That will be, of course, still doesn't make it a very good movement, in my opinion, for the industry in general. But that is a possibility what you could be doing here. But currently, you can apparently withdraw UOB token and FTX token on the FTX exchange. And that is also why you can see that these coins are exploding. This is measured on the FTX exchange. Here we can see it moved up 35x. And if I look at Tron on a different exchange, let's say Binance, we can see it didn't move up at all. So it's purely moving up on one exchange. So I shouldn't be buying in towards it. I don't necessarily think it's a good buy as well. But this is, of course, currently what is going down in this market. Pretty interesting to see, right? Then, of course, we can see that Tether, where I just started about in the beginning of the stream as well, Tether is falling towards the downside. And why is Tether falling towards the downside? It basically is probably because many people are panicking in the market. Many people are panicking, just like it was in May 2022. Because if a lot of people are going to sell off their Tether, it basically means that the price is going to become below its peg. And what I saw from a tweet here is that Tether has been processing more than $700 million in redemptions in the last 24 hours. No issues, we keep going. And this got retweeted by Twitter and Tether, I'm sorry. And this was tweeted by the CTO of Tether, basically. So pretty interesting. They're handling an approximately 700 million in redemptions in the past 24 hours. And this was tweeted about an hour ago. Probably it's a little bit more even from that point. But once again, we're seeing Tether USDT stablecoin slipping away from its $1 peg. And this is basically the first time this happened since an approximately 181 days. And this usually only happens once the market is basically in fear, once everyone is exiting markets. Everyone is currently screaming, okay, get the F out of USD Tether. I personally don't think it is going to be that easy to collapse USD Tether. However, maybe there are going to be some crazy developments, but of course, just to be sure, I have moved all my funds out of USD Tether. Not into USDC, because currently we know that Circle, the one behind USDC, was also exposed to FTX. So, personally, I don't think it's a smart choice to step into USDC, but I've been stepping in towards BUSD because I personally think that Binance US Dollar is the most safest one out there right now. So that is at least what I'm currently doing. I'm not spreading FUD or whatsoever. This probably is going to get solved up, and probably it's going to be all right, but it could just not come all right, and then of course all markets are going to collapse. I'm currently also not 100% exposed to crypto. I do have a little bit on the side, because there is a possibility that this could be causing, and this could end in towards the next big crypto crash, right? So we are already falling down very quickly with Bitcoin, but this could be maybe mean the second leg down for Bitcoin, because this is not a good development at all. This is a very bad development, in fact. So also what we're currently seeing is that Sam tells FTX to the top priority is currently fundraising after it failed with the Binance deal. But like we do know, CZ basically has said that looking at the books of FTX, it wasn't looking all too bright. There's an approximately $8 billion gap that they have to fill up. So I don't necessarily think they're going to be finding the fundraising, unless it's going to be BlackRock or something, like a crazy firm stepping in. But most likely, FTX is going to go bankrupt. They're going to be filing for bankruptcy, and they're just going to go, unfortunately. And if you have your funds on FTX, I mean, I did warn you about it, that FTX, of course, that I would have got my funds off the FTX, first of all, initially, like on the 6th of November, I already said that. But yeah, of course, since you right now can't withdraw it anymore, I feel very sorry for anyone who lost their money over there. So I don't like it at all. It's very bad for the development for the space. And this is, of course, a big sentiment killer in the market in general. Looking at the market right now, we can see that today we've been rebounding a little bit here. Not too strong of a bounce for Bitcoin, to be very honest. I'm going to talk about the charts of Bitcoin in a moment from now on. But so far, things are not looking that bright in my opinion. Still very terrible, very shit. Of course, we can see USD Tether is coming below its $1 peg price. As long as it's going to be staying above $98, 98 cents approximately, I think it's going to be all right. I will be closely monitor it on today's stream. Hopefully, we can come back towards the peg price, and then basically everything can stabilize once again here. But of course, not a good development at all. We can currently see that Solana got kicked out of the top 10. It's currently sitting on P14. It is up 10% on the hour. It's bouncing from the $13 support level where I've been talking about yesterday on the stream. And that was also my short-term trade target. I am not buying to hold Solana right now, but I am trading it a little bit here because there are a lot of opportunities to trade Solana. Currently as well, yeah, fear and greed index back to 22. We're basically seeing that the market was creating some momentum in terms of the fear going out of it after the Luna collapse, after the Celsius collapse. So that, like we do know, in the end of the day, everything is going to come all right. But it took us like 3 months or 4 months to recover from that sentiment. Once we were building the momentum back towards the upside, we start to see that big collapse happening. And basically, what I think is that this was a thing that CZ did on purpose. He basically completely obliterated his nearest rival. So Binance backs out of the FTX deals, like we do know from yesterday. I'm not going to repeat it all, but like probably everyone knows that is watching the stream right now, Binance is backing out of the FTX deal, and due to that reason, FTT basically fell towards the downside, and also in general the market, because due to that reason, basically $8 billion got lost on customers. And of course, these are not like retailers that are losing money, but also like big institutions that were invested in FTX. So that is, of course, a very bad thing here that currently is happening. Then also a tweet from Kevin. He's saying, where is Sailor when we need him? That is also very interesting because MicroStrategy, their stock has been dumping over 35%, admitting after the Binance FTX saga. So yeah. He's losing a lot of money. He's been losing more than $3 billion in their Bitcoin investment, if I say this correctly, or it is even more already. Yeah, 3 billion currently. It says here 2 billion, but there was once Bitcoin was trading on $90,000. It's currently around $3 billion that they have been losing since they acquired Bitcoin. Then also looking at the crisis, Solana is smashing. Solana is of course down significantly. let me quickly go up towards the Solana price section here. Solana has been down significantly. We've basically seen Solana being in a free fall, and we've been going towards our support target, around $13 to $15. That was my target where I personally expected Solana is going to be finding some imminent short-term support. Of course, yesterday we talked about the EPOCH 370, what basically was set to release first initially 60 million Solana, but after the developers, the team, so there was so much Solana getting unlocked, they withdrew their 30 million deactivation from the staking pool. So currently, we've been seeing a 31 million Solana drop on the market. And since the Solana dropped on the market, we have not seen a significant dump towards the downside. Like, I am not buying in towards Solana, but right now there are some crazy trading opportunities like this. A swing back towards the upside of an approximately 22%. There are very cool swings you can right now catch with Solana. So, the only thing I'm currently doing is benefiting from the volatility in this extreme market conditions. But of course, like we do know, Solana has been down significantly from the all-time high. I've been warning everyone out there on the channel, if you have been following me for a while, that Solana has not been a good buy fundamentally. And you can see it also technically, it has not been a good buy. It's currently down 95% from its previous all-time high. So, am I a fan of Solana? No. Should I be buying it right now to hold it for the future? I am not 100% convinced about that as well. But can you trade it right now? Yeah, for sure. You could be buying some and selling some, of course, right? So, is this a good level for trading it? I personally think so, yeah. Indeed, I do think so. Of course, we do know FTX has been collapsing with the FTT token because FTT was getting used as collateral to basically leverage more in the market. Leverage. Everyone was trying to leverage. And what is also interesting to see is that currently from CoinMarketCap, if we go to look at exchanges, derivatives, we were always seeing that FTX was standing here in the top 10, and currently they got deleted. And if you're also looking at CoinGecko and exchanges, the most trusted exchanges, I knew that FTX was standing on P9, and currently I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it even in the top 50. I don't see it anywhere. So yeah, we know that FTX got removed from here, and if you do want to be using an exchange that is reliable and trustworthy, I am currently using Bybit, BitGet, and Binance. You can all check them in the link in the description right now. Bybit also completely transparent for all their holdings. And if you want to be using those exchanges, make sure to sign up an account using the link in the description, because currently, if you do so, you can also claim a deposit bonus up to $30,000 US. And if you do not use that link, you will only get $450 US. So it's a benefit for us both. But furthermore, looking at the Bitcoin price action right now, if I do look at the price action for Bitcoin on the imminent short term, on that 15-minute time frame, we can see that previously around, this was the important support to look at, right? At approximately 16.8k level, we were finding some support on it. Once we broke below it, we got rejected after the retest, and then the news came out that Binance was not going to be acquiring FTX, and that was the point. Basically, Bitcoin dumped even lower, created a small little double bottom, and we pushed back towards the upside. What is going to be happening next? Earlier today, on my previous update video, while we were trading somewhere around this range right here, yeah, it was somewhere around here, I already warned everyone, this is going to be an important level to be breaking above. And most certainly, it's not likely that we're going to be breaking above this level that quickly. So as soon as we do break above the level, I personally think we could be seeing more upside getting created. But currently, we've been spotting a rejection, and it really depends on where the inflation reports are going to be bringing us towards, right? So in exactly 31 minutes from now on, like you can see in the top left side of the screen, we will be having the inflation reports out of the US, and that will be most certainly cause a lot of volatility in the market, and that is also exactly what I will be talking about today. It's going to be interesting. Bitcoin is rebounding a little bit since we have been seeing that small little FUD getting created about USD Tether, right? So, I mean, this is still looking very dangerous, USD Tether. I am not 1000% convinced that we're all good right now. We're all out of the woods, but we have to wait and see how it's going to be playing out from off this point onwards, right? Furthermore, looking at Bitcoin and on some important support, I have been warning you yesterday on the stream about the level that we're currently bouncing from, the 15.8k towards $16,000. Currently, that's the exact level we're bouncing from. Yesterday, I talked about that this level was, of course, in the beginning of the bull run for Bitcoin, providing a significant amount of support / resistance, and currently that's the exact level where we're bouncing from. So that is, of course, good to see that we're finding at least some support on the imminent short term for Bitcoin. This dotted line that you can see in the middle was basically, let me show you this straight away, the previous low, like you can spot over here in the market. So that's probably going to be a large amount of resistance. But today, things can change up very quickly because, yeah, we do know the inflation reports are going to come out. Currently, we're expecting it's going to come in between 8% and 8.1%. If it is going to come in higher than that, probably Bitcoin is going to be visiting lower lows. If it's going to come in lower than that, we could see maybe a small little bounce back on the market, because what we do know is that the dollar index has been slowing down. It has been slowing down significantly, and currently we have been seeing that basically the dollar index has been breaking the parabolic uptrend, and we do know also Bitcoin is invert correlated with the dollar index. So if the dollar index moves down, it basically means Bitcoin is going to be probably move up on the immediate short term, right? Because it's inverse correlated with each other. So today the inflation reports are going to be having a large influence on what exactly is going to be happening with the dollar index. If it is going to come in lower than expected, the dollar index is going to crash. And if it basically moves below that $109 target, I honestly think this is a top formation. The dollar index is then topping. So that was also the reason why initially the markets was creating some bullish momentum, because the dollar looked to be topping out, right? So that's why we were creating some bullish momentum. And then like the FTX carnage came in the market and we dumped towards the downside. And to be very clear, this probably wouldn't have happened. For sure, it wouldn't have been happening if FTX was just doing a normal thing, right, in the market. So we can see in the classic stock market, so the S&P 500, we've been trading in a small little uptrend right here. Well, Bitcoin, of course, has been absolutely carnage over the past few days. Past, let's say 72 hours in the market, basically. So it's going to be important where the CPI reports are going to come in here, because that will be massively affect the dollar index. And if the dollar index is indeed going to be create a top formation, it could maybe well mean that Bitcoin is going to be experiencing some short-term relief. Maybe. We could most certainly see that. But of course, still, I'm very much aware there's a lot of panic in the market. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market. And due to that reason, I don't expect 100% relief. And I could be for sure expect that the pump would have been way more impressive if the market just didn't had all this shit right now. Because, yeah, we do know USD Tether is not looking good. We do know FTX is not looking good, etc., right? So those are the things to look out for right now. Also interesting to see on the 3-day time frame, Bitcoin is having a bearish crossover here on the MACD. This is the first time it happened basically in the past 120 days. And this is definitely not a good development for the market. I mean, last time we crossed bearish on the 3-day time frame, look what happened. That was exactly right here. This is the last time we crossed bearish on the 3-day MACD. Once we crossed bullish, it was over here, and we basically moved up also on the immediate short term. So this is definitely not a good development for the 3-day time frame for Bitcoin. And of course, like you can see, this chart in general, it doesn't really look that attractive. We've been on the 3-day time frame still confirmed lower lows. We've still been confirming lower highs. And that is just exactly what you do not want to be seeing on the market, right? That is exactly what you do not want to be seeing. Looking on the monthly RSI, removing the MACD and opening up the RSI, we can currently see that the RSI has also been hitting its lowest point ever seen in history of Bitcoin. So interesting. I mean, at least we're accomplishing something while Bitcoin is rebounding a little bit here on the immediate short term. But Bitcoin setting its lowest point ever seen on the monthly RSI, and it's hitting levels below 40 on the RSI index, and that is actually quite impressive to see, right? Quite impressive if you would ask me. This is the BLX chart. This chart is 1 day behind, and that's why Bitcoin is still on 15K, if you're wondering, because I see some questions happening in the chat. This is the BLX chart, and BLX is always updating 1 day later. So I'm just using this chart for all the information we've got from the past for Bitcoin, right? Also, quickly, a thing to look at is the 3-day EMA ribbon. If I look at the 3-day EMA ribbon, I told you so. In the previous bear market, the 3-day EMA ribbon was the measurement of when we were basically ending the bear market. And I've said it several times before on the channel as well. As long as we're not breaking above the EMA ribbon on the 3-day time frame, we're not ending the bear market. So the bear market officially started right here in January 2022. Here it started also in April 2018. And now we're waiting till we're going to have that bullish crossover, right? And currently we're having that significant relief. You know what's also very interesting to see, and I've not discussed this yet on my videos, so this is definitely a thing to pay attention towards. If we're going to be looking at the daily time frame, and we're going to be looking, remove all the drawings for a second, and we're going to look at the previous cycle, compare these a little bit here. Let's do some speculation, right? So from the all-time high to the exact market low, it took us 363 days. That is exactly just not a year, just exactly about a year. Let's say that about a year. It was about a year. And if we're looking at this market cycle, what happened? So we're looking at the all-time high. That was approximately $69,000. And we're looking at the dump, 364 days. pretty darn close. Pretty darn close, right? Pretty darn close. Does this mean anything? No, it doesn't mean anything at all. But I just want to be pointing this out, right? So technically speaking, we're at like the same stage of like a downtrend in the market. Could this be the final capitulation? Is this the point where everyone is selling and the point that there's no return for Bitcoin? Maybe. Maybe this is the doom and gloom where Bitcoin dies, but I personally do not believe so. I do think that Bitcoin will survive anyways in the long term. So it's always been a long-term play, and still it is right now in this market nowadays. It's still a long-term play. Bitcoin is not going to give you good returns on the immediate short term. It's more a long-term play. Actually, if Bitcoin comes back towards the upside right now and moves up towards $17,000, whoopsie. If Bitcoin moves up towards $17,000 right now, I honestly think we're going to be looking quite alright here, because then we could be creating somewhat of an ascending triangle. What is a typical bullish bias reversal structure that we could be creating on the imminent short term, and it could be allowing us maybe some very good trades, because yeah, we do know exactly 24 minutes from now on, we're going to have the inflation reports come out, and that will be most certainly cause a lot of market volatility. Then also looking at the realized loss in the market, we do know every single time once the realized loss are spiking, it historically means that many people are selling against a loss here. And where's my internet? Oh no. Oh no. Guys, I'm back again. I don't know, out of nowhere my VPN turned off. I am extremely sorry, but let me continue with my story. I hope you're still there. Let me know in the chat if you're still there. Excuse me for this small little error. It will be alright from now on. I'm sorry. I know I froze. So welcome back to the stream again. Excuse me for that small little delay. But what I was talking about is that what is very interesting in the market right now is actually looking at the realized loss here. Because if we're going to be looking that in the beginning phase in June, July, we start to see some capitulation happening in the market. We saw some people selling off Bitcoin against a loss. But after that phase, basically we saw a very neutral phase, right? We saw not a lot of capitulation happening in the market. And basically what happened afterwards was no one was capitulating. And that's why we also moved up again here towards the $21,000, right? A capitulation already happened in the market. But now we're seeing once again more people selling against a loss. Is it really the retailers that are currently selling against a loss? I honestly don't think so. I think the people that are right now selling off their Bitcoins against a loss is Alameda Research and FTX. I think they are dropping on us. Because otherwise, why would the market drop so fast, right? That's my theory. In my opinion, we can see it clearly from on-chain data. There's a lot of losses getting realized right now. People are actually selling against loss in the market right now. So what is going to be happening? Move the timer so we can see it. I mean, you can see it right now here. Come on. You didn't see it? You can see it. I'm sorry. You can see the timer now. Let me place the timer, otherwise, boom, right here. So it's still 21 minutes to go before the inflation data is going to come out. I'm sorry. I didn't saw the chat. Excuse me for that. Also, let me quickly know if you have any questions for me. If you do have any questions, please let them know right now in the link in the chat right now. Also, markets are looking extremely interesting right now. There are a lot of opportunities, in my opinion, due to the fact that Bitcoin is trading so low right now. Thanks. No problem. Remove the timer from token. Okay. I'm sorry. This is the first time I added the timer in towards the stream. And in exactly 20 minutes from now, and if you're wondering what the timer is, the inflation reports are going to come out. And that will be most certainly cause a lot of volatility. So this chart what we're currently looking at, and that's also the reason I jumped on the stream here, is the USD Tether price. So USD Tether is coming back towards its back. That is very good. That is very nice to see. Because that is exactly what we need to see. You are speaking so fast. I'm sorry. I will be slowing down. Also, quickly, before I continue in the stream, because I've got some more things to discuss here, make sure to slap up that like button. It will be absolutely amazing. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, it will be highly appreciated if you do so. Currently, we are closing in towards 100,000 subscribers. And maybe I still have to set a cool giveaway goal. But if we reach 100k subscribers, I will do a crazy big giveaway, regardless of all the market conditions, even though Bitcoin is falling down here. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. Will be appreciated, of course. And yeah, we will definitely do a cool giveaway. What happens to the unstaked Solana? Most likely, the unstaked Solana is going to get sold off. Because why would you otherwise unstake your Solana, right? What was also interesting to see is that if we were looking at the news, we were starting to read that FTX was not allowing, Crypto.com was not allowing Solana deposits. Suspicious, right? Suspicious what's going on there. Let me quickly check up on CNBC. I can't because I'm not on my VPN now. Let me quickly check up on CoinDesk if we do have some interesting news right now happening. Of course, we talked about the Tether, the USD Tether stablecoin slipping away from its back. Do you know the problem is I went off my VPN because the stream out of nowhere glitched, but now I can't visit all the sites I want to visit. So in the past 24 hours, I saw someone ask me $600 million in crypto liquidations, quite significantly. And if I look at how many longs or shorts, it's 55% long. So a lot of shorts got liquidated as well. Interesting to see, right? 35% of all the shorts, like 35% of all the liquidations were shorts. So it's not 100% long, what you would have been expecting at least. That's pretty interesting to see, right? I was not expecting that necessarily. Looking at the block doesn't have some very interesting news, actually. What is actually very interesting, what I still want to be discussing, is Ethereum. Look at this. Ethereum has been officially being deflationary. I mean, of course, it has been deflationary for quite a while right now since the merge. But actually, after the merge, we weren't deflationary because there were not enough transactions. And like we do know, in the past 72 hours, we've been seeing crazy volatility. And due to that reason, Ethereum is below its total supply after the merge. And it's down in approximately minus 0.023%. That's sorry, no, it's less. That's a projection for the coming year. So the supply of Ethereum is decreasing, what is making it quite interesting to see. And also, if I quickly am going to be looking up towards Ethereum, and I see many people questioning stuff about UOB token and about Tron. And if you are interested in that, make sure to go to the beginning of the stream because I explain it all over there. Sorry, I completely forgot. What was I talking? Oh yeah, Ethereum. Let me quickly check up on the Ethereum price action. Many people are also wondering about that. Ethereum is, in my opinion, looking extremely dangerous. And in my opinion, it is not a coin I would be necessarily buying towards heavily right now. Because look at this chart. It's just very simple to gauge. It's no need for special lines or something else. It's just purely supply and demand. And if you look at it, it's a very clear perspective what we're currently seeing. We're seeing this very important previous resistance range that provided significant support on the market. It's currently about to get retested. And I mean, I would love to say that Ethereum is going to be bouncing back towards the upside. I mean, it could happen. I'm not saying that it can't happen. Only from a technical perspective right now. And maybe technicals have to go all out of the window right now because the market is doing completely weird stuff right now, for sure. The market is behaving very weird. But from a technical perspective, Ethereum is looking shit. And it's most likely certain that we will be seeing another crash towards the downside. This is a distribution pattern, right? We're forming lower highs. We're breaking below the very important demand zone. I mean, if we bounce from it, it would have been still pretty clear that we could visit higher highs. But unfortunately, we didn't. So this is a clear bearish bias pattern that we're currently forming on the market. And it could just get brought down even more. And if you want to be shorting this, I mean, the short target is somewhere around $1,300 US. So we're approaching that. Maybe we're going to be seeing a small little pump in a moment from now on, because in 15 minutes from now on, we will be having the CPI data. So which country are you streaming from? From the United Arab Emirates. So from Dubai, basically, if you're wondering. So yeah, this is not looking all too bright for me. Of course, we could be talking about some potential support lines that we already broke. Actually, we could be approaching it like this, right? Because we've been getting a touch point right here, touch point right here, touch point right here. So maybe this is of course a legendary trend line that we're currently retesting. But in my opinion, it's not a level that that I will be necessarily be very eager to be buying Ethereum on. Of course, if you're buying right now and you're holding at least for, let's say, 2 to 3 years, I think it's a very good buy, because I mean, I wouldn't regret buying Ethereum around $1,200 in 2 or 3 years from now on. But I could maybe regret it in like a day or two from now on, potentially, right? So for me, still, I'm focused on the long term. I focus about where Bitcoin is going to stand in 2 to 3 years from now on. If I approach it from that perspective, I think it's a very good buying opportunity we currently have. And for me, I mean, everyone has to have their own strategy, because I can't look into your financial situation right now, right? And from my financial situation, what I'm currently doing, is buying Bitcoin on a daily basis. Quickly also looking at the 15-minute time frame, we broke some interesting levels of resistance. Let me quickly check up on the 30-minute. From my financial perspective, I am just buying more Bitcoin on a daily basis and just trying to accumulate as much as possible. And these lower prices are helping me significantly because this morning I bought 0.58 Bitcoin for just $10,000. And you know, I can remember very well buying for $10,000 0.33 Bitcoin. And now for $10,000, I am buying 0.58 Bitcoin. And guys, you know, keep calm and hold on. Just quickly, I want to show you what kind of shirts I am wearing. I mean, I'm spreading the word all about Bitcoin everywhere because I'm a big believer, of course, about Bitcoin. So yeah, currently interesting level of support/resistance for Ethereum. Furthermore, looking at the price action of Ethereum compared to Bitcoin, it has been bouncing significantly. We've been looking at this potential support line. We could be approaching the support line from this point. Could be approaching support line from this point. But also we have been approaching the support line from here. And then we can see that we're still holding on towards it. And that is actually quite all right. Quite all right. Ethereum compared to Bitcoin is this chart, if you're wondering. It looks to be that we're forming somewhat of a compression right here. And we officially have not created the breakout. The Ethereum compared to Bitcoin valuation is going to be moving anytime soon. And once it moves, it's probably going to be moving big. And if Bitcoin dumps, I'm 1000% sure that Ethereum is going to dump twice as hard. Hodl gang, for sure. So some people are saying sell your ETH. It depends on what your strategy is here. I am not selling anything right now. I'm just accumulating more because I don't feel like selling my Ethereum off right now at this point. But maybe for your financial situation is better because maybe you can't pay your other stuff in your life, excuse me. So it's really depending on your financial situation, how you're looking right now. Are you all exposed to Bitcoin? And if it goes down, you're not going to be doing anything anymore in life. I mean, then maybe you should be selling some because there is a very big possibility that Bitcoin is going to drop lower. But doesn't necessarily have to happen. No, for sure not. It doesn't necessarily. It's crypto. We could be rebounding very quickly in a day. Maybe, just like I told you here in the beginning of the stream here, maybe our crypto wizkid, Justin Sun, is going to be announcing that he has got a solution to save FTX. Maybe it's going to be like this because also we heard some rumors that Huobi is interested in acquiring FTX. And due to that reason, we have been seeing, of course, HQ, so Huobi token, on the FTX exchange, absolutely skyrocket. People have been buying in towards the Huobi token. There are some speculations. Nothing is confirmed. Nothing is sure. But it's damn very interesting. And right now, I think, like, people are saying Bitcoin going to zero. I don't like if that happens. I don't like if it happens. It will be absolutely terrible. I think already the sentiment has been destroyed in the market. It's going to take us at least 3 months to recover from this terrible act in the market. At least 3 months. So if you're watching right now, prepare yourself for the most probably worst and boring periods in the market. Right now, it's going to be happening. There are going to be some very boring days in the market. That's at least what I'm expecting, and I'm prepared for it because it gives me more time to be buying Bitcoin, and that is the whole point about it. This is the time to accumulate, and there's not a lot of money in the market right now by buying altcoins and wait till they explode. No, the money where you can make big money right now is trading Bitcoin, and that is honestly true. Not trading Bitcoin, but trading altcoins. If you shorted FTX just like me, I shorted it from $20. I did took my profits on $12. I announced it also in my Telegram chat. But there are a lot of money made by trading Bitcoin right now here. You can trade Bitcoin in the US with BitGet. You can also claim like a bonus up to $8,000. And also on Bybit, you can claim right now a bonus up to $30,000. And you can trade Bitcoin. You can trade altcoins. That is currently where the money is made in the market. So 10 more minutes to go before we're going to do so. And guys, if you're going to be trading on Bybit, if you use the link in the description, you will get a deposit bonus up to $30,000. You can see on the side how you can claim it. And if you do not use that link, you only get a bonus of like between $400 or $4,000. But it is significantly lower. 6K is the absolute bottom. I mean, I did saw some very interesting charts about the 16K bottom we've been creating so far. And let me quickly load up these charts. Boom. Let me go to Bitcoin. Let me go to the daily time frame. Let me go to a chart with enough, boom, this chart right here. And let me move up some moving average. So let me set up, I think it was the 2000-day moving average. Was it? Yeah, oh no, this was not the 2000. It was the 2400 daily moving average. Yeah, it was a 2,400 daily moving average. It has never touched anything before, but it was actually pretty interesting. That the 2,400 daily is currently testing the market. There's nothing special, and actually it doesn't mean anything. Also, guys, what is interesting to see that currently the price cycle bottom indicator has been wrong for the first time ever. Price cycle bottom indicator has so far always predicted the exact bottom on the market every single time correctly. And currently, it has not done so. It has not corrected the bottom correctly, and that's interesting to see, right? I've been saying this for a while as well. Look at the opportunity we currently have. We have a significant crash in the market, of course. But every single time, Bitcoin is basically in the middle of that bearish trend on the EMA ribbon. It basically means that we are in the middle of the bear market, and that's also equaling the big opportunity. In 2015, the bear market for Bitcoin cost us an approximately 86% of gains. In 2018, it cost us an approximately 83%. And here in 2022, so far, it has cost us 77%. So do we have more downside? Yes. But have we seen from historical data that every single time we basically form higher lows? Less significant drop-offs, and it actually does make a lot of sense here because, yeah, the market is also less volatile towards the upside. Ethereum should break $1,000 if we need to see the final dump since Bitcoin broke all major supports. Rover, your thoughts? Bitcoin still has some support right now, like I told you in the beginning of the stream. I think the major support to look at right now is 15.8k. If we don't hold the 15.8k, we are screwed. That is my level to be looking at right now, 15.8k. If we break below 15.8k, Ethereum is most certainly going to fall way quicker than that. Ethereum is going to fall twice as hard. It's interesting if Ethereum comes below $1,000. If it comes below $1,000, I think it's once again going to be a good buying opportunity. For the long term, not for the immediate short term. What's the timer for? CPI data. So in exactly 8 minutes from now on, we will be knowing whether the inflation is going to come in hot or whether it's going to come in cold. So stick around for that, because that will be, of course, cause massive market volatility. Let me quickly check up also on some interesting stuff here in the market. So Cointelegraph just released an article. Let me quickly read through it. 1 minute ago. Analysts urge calm as Tether depegs from its US dollar pair. Bitcoin loses 70k rebound. So Tether follows Tron's USDT. Yeah, Tron is also coming down. No issues with USD Tether. At least that's what Tether is currently saying. There are no issues. We already talked about that. Tether also processed approximately 700 million redemptions in the past 24 hours. No issues. We keep going. He confirmed in the tweet. So I personally think it's going to be quite all right. The Tron, what are they doing? Tron DAO Reserve says it will buy 300 million USDT. Whoa, why? That's crazy. Oh, it's backing for the Tron stablecoin, of course. Okay, that's interesting to see. That is interesting to see. So Tron is buying USDT as reserve. And of course, like we do know, if USDT falls, we're going to have a way bigger problem than FTX or whatsoever, because everyone is borrowing in freaking USD Tether. If USD Tether falls, the whole industry is going to die, and probably, I think, Bitcoin is going to fall below $5,000 if USD Tether dies. And that is not even a conservative prediction. I mean, sorry, that is a conservative prediction, actually. So be very much aware. I truly hope that that USD Tether survives. And so far, it looks to be that we're only 0.7% down from our back price. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So Tron DAO is going to be purchasing $1 billion as reserve. And here you can see also the confirmation of the tweet. So Tron DAO Reserve is saying, to safeguard the overall blockchain industry and crypto market, Tron DAO Reserve will purchase 1 billion USDT. You may see the change of balance on USDT.io. And all the reserves will be in the centralized exchanges. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, Tron is buying up. And let me quickly see on what kind of an effect it has, of course, on the Tron price action. Let me quickly look up Tron, first of all. Or US dollar. Like, Tron has not been down so significantly from its all-time high. Tron has been down approximately 13%. Tron has been holding up tremendously, actually. It's been holding up tremendously, and it's doing quite all right here. So that's interesting to see. At the same time, if I look at the USDD, it was, right? Yes, it was USDD. USDD has been depegging a little bit, and that's why they have been making the purchase. They depegged many times before, but they're trying to calm down the FUD, of course, in the market. So interesting to see. Interesting to see. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see if there are some important articles that I still need to check up here. I'm quickly looking on my Twitter, on my feed, if I do see something interesting. Reminder, CPI in 5 minutes. And if you were watching the stream, you couldn't have missed that because it's exactly above my head. So, yeah, guys, the volatility is most certainly going to pick up on Bitcoin. So, I'm getting ready for this. Yeah, I am also not that worried on USD Tether. I mean, we can already see that it is climbing back towards its back price. And, yeah, if we compare this one towards the crash in May 2022 with Luna and Celsius collapsing, it is definitely not like a very big crash. So far, Tether has been able to succeed all withdrawals. So that's amazing. And yeah, if USD Tether falls, like the whole industry is going to die. So I think like everyone in the industry is going to try to prevent USD Tether fall. Whoa, look at that. It's spiking back up. It's only 0.4% down now from its back price. So I think it's actually looking quite all right right now for USD Tether. And right now we're going to be looking at the Bitcoin price action because in 3 minutes from now on, we will be having the CPI data. And and I will be the first one, basically in the whole internet, to know what the CPI data is going to be here. So make sure to stick in the stream because I will be discussing everything live here. Everything live here in the stream. So make sure to slap up the like button. Will be absolutely appreciated. I see we're watching with 1,500 of you guys out there. It will be amazing if you can smash up the like button right now. Let's go for 1,000 likes. It will be amazing if we can reach that. So let's see what kind of effect this will have on Bitcoin. What's this program? It's called TradingView. Dump, guys. What do you expect? Pump or dump? Let me know in the chat right now. Let me know in the chat. What do you expect? 3 more minutes to go. 3 more minutes. 2.5 minutes to go, actually. Some people are saying dump. I mean, even though, in my expectation, if the inflation is going to come in lower than expected, we also have to first of all look at the core inflation, what it's going to be like. But oh, everyone's saying pump, dump. It's about 50-50, I think. It's about 50-50. So let me know in the chat, guys. Pump, pump, pump. I think it's about 50-50. A lot of blood. Yeah, there could be a lot of blood. But even though, let's say the inflation reports in 2 minutes from now on is going to come in lower than expected, I still think the pump is not going to be as nice as we would have had it if we just didn't have this massive collapse in the market. Because right now, the sentiment is so shit that people still don't really want to be buying in towards the market, in my opinion. So I think there could be still a flash movement. I mean, I think even if it's going to be negative, it's going to be, I mean, either way, there's going to be a lot of volatility, up or down. It doesn't matter. I'm also going to keep my close eyes on the US dollar index. Let me set it to the 15-minute time frame. US dollar index is falling down over the past 1.5 to 2 hours right now. Interesting to see. At the same time, we can see the S&P 500 has been completely stable yet so far. And that market is also opening in 2 minutes. So, yeah, this is going to be a lot of volatility. Get ready for it, guys. It's going to be an amazing journey. And we're going to watch it. We're going to ride it all together right now. 1 more minute to go. So far, Bitcoin not doing anything special. Let me go to this chart right here. I will be refreshed like a goat to know the exact data straight away, guys. But personally, to clarify it up, I don't think that USD Tether is going to be an issue. There's a lot of panic because everyone is trying to exit the markets, but I think it's going to come all right. 38 seconds to go. Let me know in the comment section right now. What do you think? What is going to be here? If your prediction is right, you will feel like a god. The expected inflation is going to be 8%. If it's going to come in lower or higher, let's see it. We're going to all see it right now. In just a matter of 18 seconds. 18 seconds. 8.2, Some people are saying 8.2 above 8%. I mean, we will first of all initially see it in the chart because the chart replies towards it way quicker. 1 second to go. It is out. Refreshing. Oh, Bitcoin pumping. Bitcoin is moving up. Okay, all right. I'm not seeing the data. The site is not loading like every single time. It's the same issue. I think it's going to, it must be coming in lower. Oh, it's okay. Yes. Here it's coming in significantly lower. Whoa. Okay, it's 7.7, guys. 7.7. It is significantly lower than we've been expecting. I personally will quickly look. Dollar index falling exactly like we've been predicting. Oh, quick. Hey, man, this one is another. Dollar index falling significantly, guys. This could be the Bitcoin above 17K. Let's go. So this could be the point. Like I talked about in the beginning of the stream, this could be the topping of the dollar index. This could be the topping of the dollar index, and that would mean, like, for the larger picture, I do know, like in the minute short term, Bitcoin has been looking terrible. It's been collapsing due to the shit that's going on in the market, but this could mean the dollar index is going to be topping out right now. On Bitcoin, look at this. The dollar index is falling, crunching down like I have been expecting. If it's going to come in lower than expected, of course, right? So 17.3K is what we're currently trading on. Bitcoin is bouncing back like crazy. That is amazing to see. Finally, a rebound to the market. It's playing out positively. But more importantly, looking at the dollar index right now, this is the daily time frame for the dollar. Currently, what it will be looking at, if we do break below this 109 points, what most certainly is going to be happening in the coming hours, in my opinion, it basically will mean that this was a topping structure for the dollar index and that the dollar is going to cool off in the coming months ahead of ourselves. And that will be meaning very bullish stuff for Bitcoin and crypto in the longer term here. So Bitcoin is absolutely flying towards the upside. It's flying. That is mental. This is crazy. 17.5. It's up 6% here. And now we're approaching my resistance target, guys. Let me quickly load up the 15-minute time frame. So smash up the like button if you do enjoy the pump here. I mean, I enjoy it. So you can see this horizontal level right here. The 17.6K, that is the level to be breaking right now. Honestly, that is the level to be breaking. That is looking very dangerous. At the same time, quickly checking up on the USD Tether pair. USD Tether coming back towards its back, and that's, of course, giving Bitcoin a little bit of sell pressure. But still, it is quite all right. Dollar index is falling even further. It's below 110 right now. That is a good development, to be very honest with you. Dollar index falling. Oh, look at this. The S&P 500 is up and approximately, it just opened, it is up and approximately 2%. That's also very nice to see. So dollar index falling like a raccoon. It's falling like crazy. And it's actually like falling in a very rapid pace. And my personal expectation is that the dollar index is going to even fall further. And like I told you, we've been trading in somewhat of a topping structure for the dollar index, and that could honestly result in like for the bigger picture to everything start to be looking bright again. For 2023 is probably going to be the year of the pivot. Like 2023 is going to be the year we've been waiting for, especially since 2022 is a year that we want to forget as soon as possible. But yeah, we're bouncing back towards the upside. So congratulations for everyone who's been potentially like open and long on this before it shoot towards the upside. Let me quickly check up on some altcoins. Let me check up on Solana. How's Solana doing? Solana, it's bouncing quickly. $17 already. Like Solana rebounding also significantly, approximately 13%. That's why I say we are in a trader's market. You can trade these moves so well, and you can make a terrible amount of money with it. With with long and shorting this market right now. So like you can see, the dollar index currently breaking below the orange box. I've been expecting, I mean, I just told you 5 minutes ago, once the data came out, that the dollar index probably will come even lower. And I honestly do expect that in the coming days, in the coming months from this point onwards, because the inflation is significantly lower than expected, guys. And to be very honest, this is going to be having a very positive effect on the market. Look at this. This is definitely a topping structure right now on the inflation. Let me quickly also check on the core inflation. Core inflation came also in lower than expected, 6.3. Well, the consensus was between 6.5 and 6.7. So core inflation coming in lower than expected. And that is looking quite all right. Bitcoin moving back above 17.6K. The important resistance target I've been talking about, 17.6K. We're breaking above it right now. That is looking good. USD Tether almost back to stabilization. I mean, it looks like everything is going all right again, like out of nowhere. It's crazy. everything turned around, and that is nice about these inflation reports. And just imagine what kind of effect it could have been having on Bitcoin if we just didn't have all this stuff right here. So you can see right now on my 4 hourly time frame that we're running in towards resistance, right? So 17.6K is the main resistance target for Bitcoin. I think there's going to be a lot of struggles with breaking above this level, 17.6K. Because why? You're maybe wondering, this is the previous low in the market. The previous lowest point in the market is currently what is providing the resistance, just like we've been expecting. I mean, we've been, like you can see in the 1 minute time frame, we've been trying to attempt to break above it for 3 times right now. And every single time we basically touch it, we significantly get rejected. So guys, let me know in the chat, do you think we're going to be breaking above it? In my opinion, if we do break above this level right here, it's probably going to be moving up in a way quicker pace as well. So we can currently see like the dollar index still dropping significantly lower. Dropping below the orange box was going to be having a larger positive effect. Look at the S&P going. S&P is closing in towards 4,000 points again. This is absolutely mental for the S&P, guys. This is very nice to see, and that could be only have a more positive effect in my opinion, right? So where's my chart? Yeah, this is the chart. So let's see how this is going to be playing out if we are going to be breaking above the 17.6K. You can see that basically 3 attempts already. People are going to say hammer time short. Let's see. This could be a very good short opportunity as well, right? The 17.6K, in my opinion. I wouldn't be all too surprised if we are still going to come in lower. But to be looking at like traditional markets are moving up significantly. The dollar index is moving down significantly. The inflation has been coming in lower than expected. Could be signaling a potential Fed slowing down, basically. This is signaling the Fed is going to be slowing down, most certainly, in the future. So, yeah. Whoa, that's a crazy wick. This is on KuCoin, guys. There's a lot of buying and selling going on right now. A lot of buying and selling going on here. Guys, this is absolutely crazy. As well, make sure to slap up the like button. It will be highly appreciated. I currently see we only have smashed it up to 400 likes. Can we at least smash it to 500 likes? Will be amazing. If you haven't already liked the video, make sure to do so right now in the link in the description. Not in the link description, in the description. Excuse me. Make sure to slap it up. Yeah, Bitcoin so far enough. But the 17.6K is definitely the level to be breaking. That is definitely the level that we need to be breaching above. Let me see what the chat is saying. Because of the elections, let me check up on how the elections are standing. It looks to be that the Democrats are not losing as hard as many people have been expecting. They have not been losing so hard, but they're still on the losing side. Yeah, they are still on the losing side. We have no official. We don't have anything official yet so far. I think Georgia, yeah, they have to count it. Sorry, they do have to do a new voting, a second round in Georgia. So that's crazy. So maybe we have to wait another week here before we know more about this. But it's interesting that, yeah, interesting. New York still, the Democrats won over there. Well, people were expecting the Republicans would win there. I'm out of the market after that pumpy. Yeah, you know, like Bitcoin can still come down severely. Only what we can see on the classic stock market right now is that it is moving up right here. The US 500. The US 500 isn't showing us a fake out right now. And I mean, the dollar index is also not showing us a fake out, most certainly, because it is likely that the dollar is going to weaken because the Federal Reserve is probably going to do not a tighter policy. It's going to probably only be using a less tighter policy, and due to that reason, it is just extremely likely to assume that the dollar index is going to come down more. And due to that reason, yeah, it's good. And just like I told everyone before as well on the channel, I think 2023 is going to be a great year. I think it's going to be a fantastic year, actually, 2023. Why? Is because this theory right here, like we do know that the oil price has been having a significant effect, a significant influence on the inflation. And if you're going to be looking at where we have been standing 365 days ago, boom, that was right here. So 365 days ago, oil has only got a 2% positive effect on the inflation because it's only 2% up since a year ago, right? And inflation is always measured year to year. So if we're going to be looking about where we're going to be standing next month, and that's going to be somewhere around, boom, right here, The inflation is, oil is going to be still have a negative impact of approximately 10%. But if we're then going to be looking 2023 and let's say March approximately, February, March, if we're going to be looking at March, the 17th of March, we're going to be trading around this level right here, oil is going to have a significant negative influence, like 30%, on the inflation reports. So it means that oil will be taking out of the picture of inflation completely. And inflation is always calculated year on year. And since a year ago, oil was so high and it has had a massive influence on all the inflation, inflation could come down very quickly next year. And due to that reason, if the inflation is going to come in so low, the expectations for 2023 are going to be actually quite bright. And I'm not necessarily saying that Bitcoin has to go up, but it's likely to expect the stock market to recover. And will Bitcoin follow with the stock market? That's going to be the question, because we're currently not following with the stock market at all. I mean, with a small little pump here, Bitcoin moved up. I mean, small. It's still a 6% pump here. It's still quite a significant pump here. But of course, the S&P 500 it has been moving up. What is it? 3%. And usually Bitcoin pumps at least 3 times as much. So yeah, quite interesting. And actually, right now from the beginning of the pump, we're only up 4%. So Bitcoin indeed experiencing more sell pressure. Like I told you, the pump would have been far greater if we didn't had all the nonsense in the market. But yeah, and also what is interesting to see, the 10-year yield falling. Oh, this is nice to see, guys. This is a very good development. The 10-year yield falling in approximately 4% today, back to 3.9%, also having a positive effect for the longer term for the markets. And yeah, just the most important part, the dollar index is currently breaking bearish. Yeah, guys, smash up the like button. Only 10 more likes to go before we smashed up to 500 likes. So 10 people, smash up the like button. Will be appreciated. Be happy always, of course. Be careful, bull trap. Yeah, there are many people very afraid in the market. And I mean, currently I am not choosing a side at all. I am just letting the market do its thing. I'm currently building up a 2x leverage long position. I did accumulate more than $15,000, so I am significantly in profit right now, because I bought around the $16,000 to $15,000 range. Short Bitcoin now. What is interesting to see, if I do look at CoinGlass, guys, and this has been a very crazy development, at the funding rate. Funding rates are significantly negative on basically almost every single coin. Also on Solana, significantly negative, and that's why it's also up 15%, because too many people shorting it. Even though it's going to probably come down more in the coming days. I mean, yeah, you're going to see some short liquidations happening right now. And looking at the liquidations on the 1 hour, ooh, we've been seeing an approximately 75% short ratio and approximately $28 million in shorts getting liquidated. That's quite an interesting event. I do think that these shorts, like, there could have been a bigger short liquidation in my opinion, right? There could have been a way larger short liquidation. But still, people are quite cautious. So Bitcoin coming back up again. So we're going to try to attempt to break above 17.6K. What is the major resistance? We're going to crash. Did you short FTT and Sol yesterday? I did shorted FTT like 2 days ago already. Not yesterday. Yesterday I didn't touch it anymore, but 2 days ago I touched it from an approximately $20 to $12. And that's basically what I did. There was only one trade I took. And I advised everyone as well, guys. I've been giving you guys some very good alpha here on my Twitter. Look at this. I've been yesterday, before like everything went to shit, I talked about get your hands off Solana. That's my first warning. Dumping like I expected here. Also here, what if CZ gets out of the deal? I mean, yeah, we exactly predicted that here. I should stay away from Solana 23 hours ago, and then it dumped like 40-50% afterwards. So yeah, I mean, there's some very good alpha over here as well. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's at RoverCRC. Will be amazing if you do so. Yeah, quite interesting developments. This pump means nothing. I mean, guys, calm down. The pump indeed doesn't mean anything necessarily. We just have to wait and see how it's going to respond. But do you feel you lost faith in Bitcoin? I think this crash caused a very big sentiment change, and I think it's terrible for the industry. I think this crash right here caused a very terrible sentiment in the market, and this will be having a larger... That's why I already told everyone in the beginning of the stream, regardless if we're today going to pump, and we did pump today, so regardless of this pump here, the sentiment shifts significantly, and for Bitcoin... And for everything to change on the market, we need at least 2 to 3 months consolidation. So that is what I've been warning for on everyone. And right now I've got 1,500 people watching, so I will spread the word to all 1,500 of you guys out there. Probably the coming 2 to 3 months are going to be extremely boring. Most certainly, because we have to wash out the sentiment, and it's probably going to be a lot of boring consolidation, sideways price action for Bitcoin. And it's going to be very boring in the market. There's probably going to be not a lot of movements, just like we had in the past. But that is actually the time that you should be paying attention, because that is basically how bear markets work. They try to make the price action as boring as possible. And that is how people exit, because people exit due to boring price action. And you maybe think, oh, that's stupid. Why should you exit the market due to that reason? But that's actually happening. People say, oh, it's nothing happening here. I'm going. For 2 months, for 2 months we've been trading between this range. I'm going. It's always like that. It's always like that. Should I unload all my USD Tether? It looks to be alright, actually. It looks to be alright. I think there's... I've been swapping up my USD Tether to BUSD. Not to USDC. I don't think you should swap your USD Tether to USDC. Why? It's because USDC... I don't know what the package of USDC is actually doing. Let me quickly check up on that. USDC should be alright. I think it should be alright. No, it's a little bit down here. But USDC... is exposed to FTX. They were one of the early investors of FTX. So that's why I should be very careful with USDC right now. And if you really want to get rid of USD Tether, I should swap it to BUSD, in my opinion. But in my opinion, it's quite alright. It's quite alright here in the market. I think everything looks to be calming down right now. Market is also pumping back up, and due to the market pumping back up, like everything can calm down again. Also FTT, what is it doing? It's not pumping back up. That's very nice to see. That's exactly what I want. But I think it's going to be quite alright. And also, in the meantime, we're working out some solutions. At least we heard that Justin Sun is maybe trying to rescue still FTX. And Sam is looking for some investors. But of course, there's an approximately $8 billion gap to be filled. Interesting. This chart makes me feel so bullish. Still, like I said to you before, we have to be breaking above 17.6k initially. So we are creating somewhat of a consolidation phase right now here in the 1 hour, and 1 minute, and then this is probably going to be moving anytime soon. But yeah, this is the resistance to break. Just like I told everyone in the beginning of the stream already, 17.6k. The previous low in the market, it's so far providing significant resistance. What do you think is going to go next? Like I told you, I think it's actually going to be quite of a boring consolidation phase. That is going to be what's going to be next. It's going to be boring, and people are going to get washed out. That's what I expect. USDC always $1 on Coinbase. Yeah, that's nice. In this video, I did read the chat. No problem. I said it in this stream. If you're going to be watching back to the beginning. I think the good days are going to start. Like I told you in the beginning of the stream, the midpoint of the stream. It's been actually very interesting. And is it a coincidence? Is this a coincidence that exactly from the previous all-time high to now, it took us 364 days? And if we're looking at the previous all-time high to bear market low, is this a coincidence? I'm just wondering. It took us 363 days. Oh, 363 days. So this is darn close to each other. It's very close on how long it took, basically. Will history repeat? I don't know. Maybe this is the bottom. Maybe not. We will probably find out in like a couple months from now on. But all I can tell you what I'm doing right now, and that is just DCA. I have bought Bitcoin on 17k. I've bought Bitcoin on 16k. I've bought Bitcoin on 15k even. Do I regret it in 2 or 3 years from now on? I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will, and maybe I'm working my ass off on a different place. Maybe I'm not a crypto entrepreneur anymore. Maybe I'm doing something else at that point. But I don't know. I don't regret it, I think. At least so far, I don't regret it. And if it goes wrong, I just gotta live with it, I guess. I guess I have to move out. Back to the Netherlands. I have to move away from my luxurious apartment in Dubai. Maybe everything is going shit. Maybe. But I take the gamble. I take the risk on it. I have taken the risk. But anyways, this was it for me on today's live stream. It was an absolutely pleasure to be your host on today's stream here. Anyways, it would be lovely if you can subscribe to the channel right now, and don't forget to slap up that like button on today's update video. If you want to be seeing more information about what currently is going down in the market in general, I would recommend to see the beginning of the stream, and also subscribe to the channel. It will be absolutely appreciated. If you do want to be claiming some insane deposit bonuses, make sure to sign up using the link in the description, because otherwise the deposit bonus is going to be significantly lower. And yeah, make sure to be safe in the industry, because guys, boys and girls, things are going absolutely carnage in the past few days. But one thing is for sure, and that is everything will be alright. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in a couple of weeks from now for sure. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching towards this amazing new live stream. Inflation came in lower than expected. That's a very positive take on today. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow on another live stream here on the channel. Peace out.